but on a Saturday. Let's get this show on the road. All right, waiting for people to come on board. Let's wake up YouTube. What's up, Tina? Brian, what's going on? Jennifer, hey there. Thanks for coming on your Saturday. Shirley, Martha, Kathleen, Stephanie. Oh, they're all coming. All right, let's go, guys. I see you. There's a lot of you coming. Sandra, Cynthia, Maggie, Debbie Butler. Are you wearing that t-shirt? All right, now they're coming. Now the gang is coming. Now we're talking. All right. Hopefully this thing streams better. It always seems to start out streaming really clear, and then as we get going, it starts getting foggy. I don't know why. Well, maybe it's trying to catch up on the buffering or whatever. So what's going on, guys? Great to see you on a Saturday. It's kind of cold here in Chicago, but it's not windy, which I'm thankful for. So we're not going to have all that wind noise. Oh, we're going to have some big talk today. Are you guys ready for this? We're going to go deep talk. We got a lot of ground to cover. So remember, if you can figure out what the cemetery is, and it's got to be the correct name, okay? It's got to be the correct name, the exact name of the cemetery. You get a Face of Forgotten sweatshirt. Cold in the UK, Joanne? Well, we're like 55 degrees here. I can't complain. I don't have to wear gloves or a hat, so that's good. Maddie, hello from Corpus Christi. I'll bet it's warmer down there. There's Cynthia. Yes, you are a gang member. We're going to have leather jackets. We'll be a motorcycle gang next. What do you think? Faces of the Forgotten. Actually, I'm talking to the store right now. I want to get camo. I'm a big camo guy. What's up, guys? SG, Anna, Chase. Chains and knives. Yeah. Got to have the chains, you know how they do that coming out of the pocket, right? Hey from Dayton. Oh man, Dayton. What a cool spot. What a cool spot that is. Pink and green camo. Oh yeah. If we do camo for sure. Well, Nita, or that wasn't Nita, sorry anyway, but yeah, we'll definitely do the pink and green. You know, we got a style because women rule. Actually, my analytics here on this channel, we've got a lot of guys too, but it is slightly more women. I think it's 55% women and 45% men, or maybe it's 60-40. But I'll tell you this, you women are the ones that carry the channel on the comments. Not that the guys don't weigh in, but we get a lot of great comments. Watching from Forest Home Cemetery? You're kidding me. That's a cool cemetery. Who? Cass, $5. Thank you. Chili in St. Louis. Yeah, I hear you. $5 from Alice. Very cool. All going to the fund. We've got our eye on Joe Reinholtz. Not Joe. Yeah, Joe. There's $5 from Michael. Thank you. Yeah, it's snail mail. The cemetery sent a letter to his family, so it's going to be weeks. Brisbane. I was in Brisbane 3 years ago. I bought that, no, not Rose Hill. I bought that TBM Avenger warplane in Queensland. I was only there for 2 days, unfortunately. Love from Scotland. That's Lorraine. I really want to go to Scotland, and not just for the cemeteries. I want to hit the pubs. I have there's some Irish green people that I work with, and I love the accent. Hello from Toronto. Angelina, what's going on? Emma Louise, UK. I love the UK. You guys are up late for me. Thank you, Patricia. Buchanan, $5. If I'm pronounced Buchanan, I'm female commentator. Who's at Graceland? Yeah, I know that. I'm holding off on the Graceland. We're gonna do that. Hello from Philly. Hello from Norway. Isn't this cool? We're talking all over the world. Does anybody know where I'm at? For all you new guys on board here, if you guess, it's a free sweatshirt or whatever you want on in the garments. Or maybe you just want a coffee mug, right? No? Okay, there's a big mausoleum. Maybe somebody will recognize that. No, I'm not at Rose Hill. That would be too easy. Cynthia's Irish. Well, I got to tell you something. I'm going to cover a couple things to start out with. We are about to hit 50,000 subscribers, and we're getting about 8,000 subscribers a month. That would be like 2,000 subscribers a week. And I'm guessing sometime tomorrow, we're going to hit 50,000. And I want to, $10 from Bell, thank you. I want to thank you guys for joining up on the channel. I'll tell you what, I started this channel last summer only. It hasn't been a year. And it was really brutal at the beginning. If you watch my first, oh no, tell me, the streaming's not clear. Yeah, it's just the way this works. Hopefully it'll come back. We're actually keeping our eye out, and if the streaming isn't clear, you're not going to be able to see. Thanks, Eileen, for the $10. No, we're not at Oakwoods. It's clear okay, thanks, Party Pete's, thanks. We're looking for the grave of John Rood. John Rood was one of the grave robbers that took Marilla Kenyon's body, and no one has been able to find him. So if you see the family plot for Rood like that says Britcher, shout out, because If whoever finds John Rood, and I really don't know if he's here or not, it is one of everything from the Faces of Forgotten store. You get like one of everything, the whole store, all right? So let's keep our eye open. There's an older section over there. A big older section we're gonna cover. B was $10, I see, thank you. So anyway, 50,000 subscribers, thank you so much. I just started last summer. Where was I? I'm kind of blabbing all over the place. Last summer, and we're getting better and better at this. And this is like a full-time deal I'm doing now. This is like full-time every day. And I can do it. I'm pretty much semi-retired, retired. $5 from Michael, thank you. Give me a shout, Ron. From England, was it? Agata Newman, $10. Very cool. Rood, R-O-O-D, not R-U-D-E, R-O-O-D. And so I'm very thankful for the subscribers. At this pace, we'll be 100,000 subscribers, heck, by the end of the summer. Very cool to hook up with so many people. Fox Buck, Louise, Michelle. Hey, what's going on? South Burlington Cemetery. Are you there? $5 from Rachel, thank you. So looking for John Rood, guys, R-O-O-D, if we happen to see a plot. We're not going to see it here. It'll be, I'm going to point, it's going to be way over there in the older section, so I'll remind you. And again, if you guess the cemetery, the exact name, you get a sweatshirt. Thank you. I'm glad you like our channel. Lamont at Large. Mattis Manson says, yeah, Lamont's a really good guy. I really like his work. Very respectful. And you know what? He pioneered this whole thing. He's got to be given a lot of credit for this whole genre. So Anna Stone at Dayton, did you guys see that? They straightened up our stone. How cool is that? I heard several people went out there after the video. Checked it out. The Celts. ABBA. Love ABBA. Blackburn, Lancaster, Ron, Northwest England. You know what? I want to go to Highgate Cemetery so bad. I was in England 3 years ago on business for a few days. Nope, not Mount Carmel. You guys are cold. You guys are cold. I'm gonna tell you just something. There is one question. Yeah, Lamont's awesome, Veronica. I like him too. One of the viewers asked a little bit about, I'm gonna just tell you this real quick. Anna Stone, Annabelle wanted to know how they dispose of bodies at the sanitary district here. And yeah, they did that. They came in the back gate at night, the mob, and they put them in there, and they'd go in the vats, and then they go in the next vat and the next vat. No, it's not Bohemian. And then they would, render them all the way down to fertilizer. So all of those, nope, it's not Park Home. So all of those people that disappeared are now fertilizer on the farms, Southern Illinois. Hello, Ayla from Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. Love your last video, thank you. Maryville Academy, oh, Maryville Cemetery? No, you're cold, you're cold. Wow, nobody's getting warm. Let's see, what can I show you? I can't give you any hints yet. Mount Oliver. You're thinking of Mount Olivet? Evergreen? Nope. It's a good guess. Warsaw, Woodlawn Cemetery in Dayton, Ohio. No, I will tell you this. I am in Illinois. I am not out of state here. I am not out of state. Manila, Philippines. Love it. I was in Manila about 4 years ago on business. Love it. We went up to, what was that bay? What was that bay? Sudic Bay? I can't think of it. You'll have to St. Boniface? No, actually St. Boniface is on my list. Thanks, Ryan. Glad you liked the channel. Can we see some of those? Western Australia. Rose Hill. No, no, no. You're cold, cold, really cold. Eaglewood, Rose Hill. Going a little fast. Highgate in London. Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with the chat here. They're ripping by, and I don't like to slow it down because then it's got too much am I walking too fast? Am I walking too fast, guys? I'll slow it down. Let me know. I'm not in Sycamore. Greenwood Cemetery, no. Holy Sepulchre, no. Oh, this doesn't look anything like Sepulchre. I'm not gonna tell you what city. Forest Park, nope. Nope, nope, nope. $14 south to the Pacific, thank you. Fernwood, no. Hey, Ron, Floss Pug Sunset 1 is one of my first 10 subscribers. This channel was an infant when he came on board, or she. I'm sorry, I think you're a he. I never got your name, man. Hello from Ireland. Niles, Illinois. Hey, that's where I grew up. No, it's not Borough. Carbondale, I went to school there, college. Did you guys know that next winter, I did the New Orleans thing? Rood Cemetery, no. Bachelor's Grove, no. Fernwood, I'll just tell you if I see it come up, but you guys are not even close. Oh, look at this hole in the tree here. What's in there? Little raccoon action, maybe. John the Baptist, no. Big Ridge. I wonder if there's, come on, you guys. I gave you a big hint. Guys, I gave you a huge hint. Think now. There has been a big hint given on about where we're at, but I'm not gonna say anymore. All Saints, no. Marshall, Elm Lawn, North, wait. Micah, Elise, North Cemetery. Where's North Cemetery? Question. And I'm not at Rood Cemetery, but somebody said North Cemetery. You better check back in on that one. Yep. Well, North Cemetery, I have to give it to $20 from CA, thank you. I have to give it to, and I can't remember her name, she said North Cemetery. Micah Elise, I think you were the one, and I'll go back and check the stream, but I am at North Cemetery in St. Charles. And the reason I'm here is because A, it's a cool cemetery, but I'm also here because The expert in this field of the Marilla story is a guy named, no, we're at North Cemetery, St. Charles, is a guy named Dr. What's his name? Nelson. Dr. Nelson has a manuscript, and he said Rood may be buried here. He's probably buried here. Now, whether it's marked or not, I don't know. But if we spot Rood, and for all you guys that just came on board on this live stream, if you see John Rood family plot and shout it out, you get everything in the store, one of each. Support my troops and athletes is with us. Ricky, what's going on, buddy? Look at this old stone. How cool. Got a little wind picking up. We're on the top of the hill here. So next winter, I'm going to be in Atlanta for a month, just for the channel. What should we shout? I don't know. Hi, gang. I'm going to be in Atlanta, and I'll hit surrounding areas, and I know I'm going to hit Bonaventure Cemetery. It's like my #1, and we're going to hit some real history. Out of focus. That's the streaming, guys. I hope it comes back. I'm really sorry. Or it might be your internet. Now look at this stone over here. Check this out. It's hard for me to explain, but the size of this stone is absolutely massive. I wonder if I can, how can I show you how big this is? Oh, I'll put my hand on it. This thing is got to be 5 feet long. Kid you not. So yeah, I'm going to be in Atlanta next winter for like a month. Just like I did the New Orleans deal. I'm going to have 15 to 20 episodes if I have my way. And I'm hitting Arizona too, and Nevada. Actually, I'm going to be in Nevada in a couple of weeks. I was just in Florida, but I was only there for a day in the Keys, Key West. But I'm moving to Arizona in like 2 years, so we're going to do a lot of that stuff. Yeah, congrats to the winner, North Cemetery, St. Charles. What do you know? Anybody see the Rood grave yet? I haven't. We got a lot of old stuff here. Look at this. You guys like these old ones? Hi, Susan. Mookie. Maggie, beautiful place. Yeah, I'm not seeing it yet either. Odds are low, I'll be honest with you. I'm even though he's buried here, but although I do know that on Ancestry, I found a couple of his ancestors that were quite notable here. R-O-O-D, John Rood, grave robber. We can find his grave. Then it will be included also in the part 3 of the trilogy. Jules from UK, what's going on? Moving to Tombstone? No, I am going to be moving to Tucson, 2 years. And in the summers, I've got a cabin up in northern Wisconsin, so we'll be up there. $10 from SG, thank you so much. So I've got a lot of stuff planned for Arizona, and we're gonna be going out to, remember the Larsena Pennington one? Like, we're gonna be going out there. I wanna go to Skeleton Cave. There's 50 to 60 Apaches that were killed there with their families, and their skeletons were in the Skeleton Cave, Skeleton Canyon for decades and decades before they're discovered. Very hard to get to, but I'm going to take you up the mountain. We have to go down, I think it's the Snake River. And I'm going to be doing more and more adventure stuff, looking for cemeteries or places where crazy stories happened. You guys, yeah, it's going to be cool. Did he have a wife? Who? Me or John Rood? We're looking for John Rood, everybody. He's the grave robber, one of the 3 that took Marilla. All right. Spring Grove Cemetery. Yeah, I'd love to go there. Texas is on the list. Yeah, the Apache Cave. It's not going to be anytime soon. It's a big one. Catacombs in Paris. Is that in Paris? Yeah. Oh, wow. That sounds really cool. So Diane Taylor, did you guys see that video from yesterday? Actually, I shot it just a few hours before that, and I was just blown away. She was recently exhumed. That was secret. $5 from Ward, thank you. Way to go, Waylon Jennings. Definitely, yeah, Highgate's on the list, definitely. That's like my number one when we go to England. I'm really into the Admiralty history. I've done a lot of work on Sir John Franklin, who fought with Lord Nelson when he was a young man at Trafalgar. There's a lot to go over there. Look at this one. Been to the catacombs. Oh, I want to see the catacombs. Yeah, I hope it's going to be a while on updates for Taylor, Diane. The way this all works, it'll be weeks or months. But we do know now for sure. I think I'm the first one to confirm that they are definitely going for a DNA case against that guy, and I'm sure it's him, that counselor. Hey, Debbie, glad to have you here. I'm glad you made it with us. Is it streaming okay for you guys? Can you see? For example, can you read this? I'm hoping it's not like fuzzing out like last time. It's perfect. Oh, good. I'm so happy. Well, there was, oh man, I just missed it. Somebody sent $5. Thank you. All right, so listen, guys, listen. I got a comment today on the Diane Taylor, and I was criticized a little bit by someone because I said she was instead of is. Now, over time, I've given this a lot of thought, and I don't, in my opinion, the person in the grave, their being is not there anymore. The body is there. Her name was, and the body there is Diane Taylor, for example. But now it gets into some of my beliefs and why I say it, because and I don't say I fully believe it, but I'm leaning towards, after all my years in discovery, is reincarnation. And if you're reincarnated, then you are not there. You are in someone else or something else. Your energy goes. It doesn't stay with the body. Just like the soul, if you believe in Jesus and God, your soul goes to heaven, right? So, yeah, that was pretty brutal that they would. Do I travel to Canada? Yes, absolutely. I spent a lot of time in Ontario. Not lately, but I'm a bush pilot. And I've Rainy Lake, Lake of the Woods, Red Lake. And then, of course, when you say Canada, I've spent 15 years in the high Arctic, Cambridge Bay, Nunavut, Manitoba, all of those, Baker Lake, Joa Haven, King William Island. Many, many years, solo expeditions up there. Why do people have to criticize Jeezy's? What's that? Is the counselor still alive? Yes. He is still alive. He's got to be in his 70s, and he has got to be very nervous right now. And he doesn't know, and nobody but you guys know that she's been exhumed, unless someone happened to go, a few people that may have in the family visited her grave. But if he sees our channel here, and he's going to get really nervous, because that DNA is, that is bulletproof, no pun intended. That is just going to take him. Well, presumed innocent. We don't know. We don't know. Isn't this a cool cemetery? Yes. This is North Cemetery. We had someone guess it. Thanks, Julie, for $5. Shava, $2. Thank you. Yeah, it's been guessed. I'm at North Cemetery right now on this actually cold but beautiful evening. And there's a lot of old. So we're looking for John Rood, who was one of the grave robbers. That's R-O-O-D, not R-U-D-E, R-O-O-D. And if we're going to spot his grave, because Dr. Rod Nelson said, if he's buried anywhere, he's here. And even if he's unmarked, I know he has family, and we would see I'm looking actually for a family plot. And if anybody spots it, just stop me or make me go back, because I'm trying to watch the chat. I'm trying to do a lot of things at once here. And you will get everything in the store, one of each. From the coffee mugs all the way up to the most expensive. Is suspect free? Yeah, he's free. You talking about Diane Taylor guy? Yeah, he's totally free. He's been living it up for 53, how many years? 58? I think 53 years. Yeah, he thought he got away with it. Yep, The Terror. I know all about The Terror, that movie. Look at this. Jordan the Lion, I am not. I am not familiar with Jordan the Lion. Walk to your left. Okay. I will walk to my left. You mean over this way? Did we look at that stone over there, that big one? Diana Taylor, yeah. That was an impromptu. That was just kind of on my list. But when I saw she was exhumed within the last few weeks, I had to rush that out, man. We got to get the word out that DNA is working. 58 years. Thanks, Dennis. Jordan the Lion is the bomb. Is that a YouTube channel? What is that? So, yeah, I'll tell you what though, as far as like Diane or anything else, her energy, when you die, I really believe, because I'm very familiar with physics, and I don't know if you guys have ever had, for example, your aura taken, your aura energy field. And if you guys don't want to talk about this, let me know, but I'm going to go into this a little bit. That's our body is full of electromagnetic energy. And we are, that is your soul. It's not, in your legs or even your heart. It's coming from your brain. So when you die, that energy field has to go somewhere. You can't destroy energy or matter. So that is the question. Where does it go? Does it stay together in a ball and go into another person, or does it just dissipate and go into everything? That's kind of the quest I'm on. I'm really fascinated with that kind of stuff. It all comes from my astronomy knowledge, time dilation, and the studies. I did a lot of study in this many years ago. I actually was trying to invent a time machine. It's actually very simple to go into the future. I don't know if you guys know that. It's very simple. To go back in time is very, very, that involves wormholes. But let me just tell you this, and I'll just finish up if I'm boring you guys. To go through time dilation, that means to travel through time. It's all about how fast your body is moving through space compared to, say, the Earth. And if you're going when you start approaching speeds like light speed, you're going very, very quickly into the future. Let me give you an example. If you were to get on a spaceship, I know this sounds wacky, but the physics support it, and you were to go to our nearest star system, Alpha Centauri, I think it's 4 light years, 3 point something light years away, and a light year is how fast you go at the speed of light. Then when you go there and come back, your time dilation, I think, is about 800 or, I can't remember the number, but it's like almost 1,000 years into the future. And I'm not making this up. This is all like real physics. We just can't do it. But I'll give you an example. Do you know the GPS satellites up there that are going around the Earth? Compared to the Earth, they're going thousands of miles an hour. They have to update those clocks constantly. Those clocks are updating because their time dilation is slower. Otherwise, those things wouldn't work. So, they proved it in the 70s with cesium clocks on an airplane. All right, enough of me. What do you guys want to talk about? You tell me. Has anybody seen the Rood family plot? I'm not saying it's here, odds are low, but I'm saying it's a possibility. A spirit could, the soul could go to another person. That's the basis of reincarnation. All I'm saying is we all have an energy field. It's electromagnetic energy. I'm not talking the spiritual part, I'm talking physics now. And when you die, that has to go somewhere. It can't like disappear. My boss, when I was younger, was in the hospital and saw his mother die. He was holding her hand and he watched her energy field, her energy source leave her body and go up who knows where. Look at this thing. You, what's your story? What do you want to know about my story? What's my story? God, I want to bore you guys. My story is, well, when I was in my 20s, all I cared about was making money. I got in my 30s and I got into science, and in my 40s history, and here I am. And when I got into science, I got into astronomy, astrophysics, and I got into quantum theory. And I got really into it. I was looking at, I bought a deep space telescope, guys, that would go, I could see galaxies. It's called the Schmidt-Cassegrain 12-inch reflector. You can go online and see what that looks like. I ended up donating it to a school just a few years ago. It takes 2 people to carry it and set it up. Isn't this beautiful? Look at this. We're in this little cove here. Yeah, I'm going to Kansas next week for my son's graduation. There's a pioneer graveyard with Quantrill victims, and I'm going to vlog that. I'm going to shoot it next week. I don't know when it'll come out. Let's see here. Look at this. I'm still looking for the Rood. You know, if we see the Rood, R-O-O-D, I'm going to give the whole store away to whoever, one of each thing, because I really want to find that grave. I have walked all the cemeteries in Sycamore, Maple Park, all of the cemeteries by foot, guys, including that South Burlington, stone by stone. Cannot find John Rood or any Rood family member. And I know there were prominent Roods here. R-O-O-D, who's this? That's not Rood. See a lot of names. There's a lot of old tombstones. Which way should I go, guys? You want me to go this way? Oh, I know. Sorry about the buffering. For me, it looks clear, but I've got a good signal here. I'm downtown. So yeah, after all that study in astrophysics and all that, that's how I learned about time dilation and electro. And then I got into all that. I don't know what you'd call it. I got into auras, I got into channeling, I got into shape-shifting, which I don't really believe in. I think that's a bunch of hogwash, but I got very heavy into Native Americans. I work with the Lakota at Pine Ridge. You know, we're the Lakota, Rosebud. I don't know if you know this, guys, I brought Jasper Bigfoot home when he was alive as the grandson of Chief Bigfoot, Spotted Elk, who was killed at Wounded Knee with his band. Yeah, I was doing a lot of spiritual work when I was going on my Arctic expeditions with the Lakota Indians specifically. And they made, boy, I could go on and on. They made a pipe of a polar bear. It's called a chanupa, and it was a gift for the Inuit, who we used to call the Eskimos. Anyway, a lot of spiritual stuff with them. Sweat lodges. Look at this stone. So I've come my road is long, and I'm still searching for the answers. I'm kind of open, but I lean towards reincarnation. I feel like our energy's not leaving this planet. I don't know why. That's just what my gut tells me. Yeah, Native American is thank you, is what I relate to the most, because it's the most real. Now they do peyote. I do not do peyote and all that kind of stuff. I would never do that. If I was going to see the great white buffalo, I want to see it for real in a sweat lodge or a vision quest. I never did the Sundance. That's brutal. I don't know if you guys know about the Sundance Native American. It's just it's all, a lot of the Native American, we did a sweat lodge with the Crow Indians at Pine Ridge. No, it wasn't at Pine Ridge. It was with Willard Crow Dog. Anyway, I don't know if you can Google Will. I don't even know if he's online, but it's the Crow Dog family, and they had it so hot, and I had a towel on my face. Thought I almost passed out. It was pain, and that's how I think they see a lot of their visions. It's about pain. How's the picture, guys? He is in St. Charles. Yeah, I'm at North Cemetery, and please, I can't remember the name. Whoever got the name, and I'm going to check. Let's be honorable. Please email me at facesforgottentoday@gmail.com. so you can claim your prize. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear. I hate the blurry thing. Drives me crazy. We got all this 4K technology. So what do you guys want to talk about? I lean towards reincarnation too. Free flyby. Yeah. Everybody has their own beliefs. Hey, Carla, $5. Thank you. Very cool. Hello from North Carolina. I'm going to be in that area next winter. Sorry about the blurriness, guys. It's either your end or it's just the buffering and streaming. Nothing I can do. Plans for the remains after I pass? Well, for right now, I'm okay. Okay, that's a great question. You ready for this? Okay, here we go. We're strap in for this. When I was in my 20s, remember Night Gallery, guys? Remember Twilight Zone? I think it was Night Gallery. And there was an episode where the guy had died, and I don't know why this really struck me. This guy had died. He was on the autopsy table, the metal table, and they were cutting him up, and his soul did not leave his body yet. He was still in there suffering. And I don't remember the name. I all those years tried to find that episode. So many good episodes, Night Gallery and the such. But I always like, what if your soul doesn't leave your body, your energy source right away? What if it stays for an hour? What if it stays for a day? What if it stays for a month? And you get into the whole discussion. About the, spirits and people that can't move on because something bad happened. Well, anyway, that stuck with me. So I am scared to death of being cremated. And yeah, I know when you die, you're not there anymore. But how do you know that? Can you? Okay, ready for this? $10, Regina. I know Regina. Okay, you ready for this? Here we go. I'm not going to say what cemetery I was at. It was about 10 years ago, before I got into all this. And I've always been in cemeteries. I was led into, and it was the cemetery, the crematoria. Okay? And the guy showed me a cremation in progress. It was an Indian woman, not Native America, India. And she was from, I think, Bangladesh. Anyway, it's not important. And he opened, so it was the modern kind of oven. And the door opened, and I looked in. I will never get this off my mind. She was like 2/3 done. I saw a molten rib cage, molten red, like a volcano. And then the skull sitting next to it, upright. And it was glowing red and orange. Holy crap. And all I can think about is, I don't want to be put in there. And I know you're dead. So I'm getting to like where I want to be buried. So that kind of shaped my mind in a big way. And then after that, I noticed that, just going to cemeteries, I started seeing that a lot of the vaults that are buried, and a lot of you guys know this, they're like filled with water. And by the way, you look at a story like Anna Huckfelt and being buried alive. Like, I'm very claustrophobic, so I know you'd say, but you're not there, you're dead. But how do you know, man? It's just frightening. So where I want to be is I want to be in a mausoleum, probably a community mausoleum that's air conditioned, like at Resurrection Cemetery. Probably that's the, or All Saints Cemetery, which I had a big problem at All Saints. I'll have to tell you about that. They didn't treat me very nice there. There's been I've had a few problems with this channel, guys. And well, I'll tell you this, I'm always armed. I'm concealed carry. I know that a lot of you guys may be against guns, but I've had three big problems. And they arose down in Tennessee and Kentucky, but most of the problems I had this last winter in Tennessee, where I'll have to tell you about it sometime. Actually, if you watch the Casey Jones video and you look at the very beginning, at the end of when on the Casey Jones video, I am looking at the engine and I'm just closing up the introduction. They are coming at me from behind, and I'm not gonna say what happened, but it was good that I was armed. Okay? We'll leave it at that. But you can see the guy, one of the two guys coming, $20 from Melanie. Thank you so much. Yeah, you can see one of the two guys coming up behind me. I could not edit that out. I tried to, but I certainly wasn't going to. We were at the Waffle House parking lot, and I've heard of a lot of bad things happen at the. It's a good restaurant, I guess, but look at this statue. So I was on the south side here at Oak Hill, and I was surrounded by four guys, young guys, that wanted to take my $4,000 camera, and I had to take out my defense, and they just walked away. But yeah, it's prevented me from and then it prevented me. I almost got carjacked. Remember Memphis Belle? Remember the Memphis Belle episode? I almost got carjacked there. And let me tell you something, not to get off topic too much, cemeteries, but all of you, especially the women, be aware of your surroundings, especially in what we call transitional spaces, like gas stations or store parking lots. You've got to be looking around, because you can head it off a lot ahead of time if you're aware and you're not staring down at your phone. You got a good picture? Okay. Gosh, let's see. I'm just like wandering. Here's some stones we haven't seen yet. What do you guys think? What do you want to talk about? You've been in a sweat lodge, Deborah? Yeah, you learn a lot there. Girl in the curl. I always carry a gun in my hand. Yep, right on. You know what? I never had to point it at anybody, but I brought it out and it diffused the whole situation. God forbid you have to shoot somebody, even if you're right. You do not want to shoot somebody, man. I do not ever want to kill anybody. I don't care if they're bad. I'd feel horrible the rest of my life. Sweat lodge is an honor. Been there. Right on. Well, if it froze, you should be, Cheryl, you should be able to still hear it, right? Maybe you can watch it tomorrow. Rich has been in 2 shootings. It's not fun. Well, I believe you. Yeah, on the guns, you know, it's a hard thing. I'm in the middle. I just wish we could just get rid of all the guns, but I'm not gonna be a victim. I am not gonna be a victim. I had to defend my family once in the car. But anyway, where is the #1 cemetery? I want to go to Highgate. That's the #1. That's where I want to go. What do you guys think? What do you want to talk about? The spirit? Yup. Yeah, UK. I don't think they let you carry guns. Where's Highgate? Highgate's in England, London, I think. London area. $170 buried at Highgate. 170,000 probably. Highgate's in London, thank you. I want to go to Highgate, and I want to go to Australia. I want to go, guys, tell me, where's the oldest cemetery? Yeah, no Rood. I told you the odds are against us, but you never know. That's the excitement of adventures. We're not done yet either. But what cemetery? I want to see graves. Oh, somebody told me about a grave from a Mayflower, and I wrote it down. I can't remember, but I got it down. I'm going to do this. A Mayflower passenger, a woman, out east. Oh, that's where I want to go, is out east. Have you guys ever heard of Dorothy Kilgallen on What's My Line? She was a crack reporter, one of the smartest women that I've ever heard of, because I'm a fanatic watching that on reruns. And she was about to bust the whole Robert F. Kennedy shooting mob connection. And guys, it absolutely was the mob that took him out. And she was murdered. She was murdered, this poor woman. What amazing woman. Dorothy Kilgallen said that she overdosed on barbiturates and drinking. That's a bunch of BS. And there's a really good book on that. A really good book on the conspiracy. So I want to visit her grave. Like, that's the #1 grave I want to visit. And then JT, one of our subscribers on Instagram, was telling me about the architect from Chicago. What's his name? He's in New York. The famous architect White, I think Stanford White. That whole crazy story. Yes, Dorothy Kilgallen. She says, I love Dorothy Wasn't she I would yell at my YouTube, you are so smart, I would marry you, Dorothy Kilgallen. Smart people, smart women, man, it's a big attraction when I was single. Smart women, wow. Smart people. That, Dorothy Kilgallen, I told her, I yelled, I knew she was dead. Maybe she's listening. Dorothy, I will marry you in a heartbeat. Although I'm married, so I can't marry her, but maybe. She has my heart. Miles Standish in Massachusetts. Joanne, what year? Is it 1700 or it's got to be 1600s, right? 1600s? Bring it. That's what I want to see. Come on back on Standish. Tell me how old. 1638. That's what I'm talking about. You got to send me an email on that one, all right? Give me the Finder. I know it's probably on Find a Grave. There's no way I'm going to remember that, but I want to note that. Hey, Larry Borgstrom's in the house. Larry had he's got that great white beard, man, looking good. Yes, I talked about Dorothy Kilgallen. We're definitely gonna do that one. That's my #1 in New York. So anyway, East Coast, there's just so much to do out there. How can I get it all in? Look at this. All right, I don't know where to go from here. Do you guys want to check out, which way do you want me to go? Robert Wadlow? No, I don't know him. Jamestown, that's got to be the oldest. That's, Plymouth, right? That was the colonies. Newburgh on the Hudson, New York, Melanie says. Okay. That sounds really good. I just want to check these cannonballs out here. Anything to do with vets, I always, hey, thanks, Mr. Dawson, or is it Mrs. Dawson, for the content. See you later, Lady Suda. Thanks for spending a little time with us. Toward the big monument at 12 o'clock. You're talking about this guy. Civil War. Looks like Civil War, right? Old graves at Granary, Boston. Oh, Boston's got to be amazing. You know, I figure I've got 20 more years. And let me tell you, I'm in this for the long haul. I found my calling. I enjoy this. I'm obsessed with doing these videos because I feel like I'm on an adventure every time. Look at this. Oh, Robert Wadlow. I think Lamont did him already. If someone's done a good job on a video, I don't like to. And I watch a lot of the videos on the other channels. I really am all for growing this genre. So that's pretty cool. Look like, with the holes, looks like a bowling ball, doesn't it? Whoops. $3 from SG. Thank you. All right, there's your statue, man. I'll zoom in on it if I can. Let's see if we can get a, you know, it reminds me of the New Orleans Metairie, that Stonewall Jackson statue where I took the drone right by his face, which I got too close, but I whizzed by. It turned out really cool. You guys like the drone? I'll do more drone. I got a surprise for you guys too. I haven't shot it yet, but I've been planning it all winter. So you know, at the beginning of the Diane Taylor video where I like came from 1935 to today, like that time warp dissolve. I'm gonna do, oh yeah, Lamont. I was saying before, I love Lamont. He's very respectful, but I'm gonna do I've got one that's, we're gonna go back in time. I'm gonna take you guys all back in a time machine. $5 from Larry Borkstrom, thank you. I'm a little late on that. Rich, thank you, $5, very cool. Yeah, Lamont, if any of you guys go on his channel, man, tell him I said he's awesome. You know, I was saying before, he pioneered this thing. He's got to be given a lot of credit. He's a good man. He's got a good heart. Where was I? What was I talking about? I forgot already. I think we've been here. I'm kind of starting to walk in circles a little bit. I'm looking for Rood. I don't think we went up this way. Let me go to this corner of the cemetery up here. There are a few old ones. Loved her White Snakes videos. Who's that? St. Augustine. So I was talking about Diane Taylor. Well, I got off track there. Please go check Sidestep. Oh yeah, I know Sidestep. They're the flashlight guys, I call them. They do a great job. They find those lost cemeteries. What made me decide to do this? Well, I grew up next to a cemetery, St. Adalbert's in Niles, and I've always been into going to cemeteries. And what the part that sparked me was the pictures on the graves. I'd always wonder, what are their stories? Well, last summer when COVID hit, I'm doing my pilot channel, and we couldn't fly anywhere. I'm a pilot in the seaplane, and had to shut I was gonna go to Alaska and do some videos and adventures up there. So I was watching a channel on YouTube called, oh, what's her name? Really, you know, nobody knows about her. She has like 800 subscribers. And she did a story on Aliska Perubek. I think it's History and Time. I gotta somehow post it for you guys. Anyway, this is St. Charles North on that. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to Bohemian National Cemetery and look for Aliska's grave, and I'll just take a video camera with me. And I brought, you know, it's a really crude video, and I went there, and I got an hour of video, my very first episode. That's my first episode. And I was like, oh man, what other cemeteries? I love doing this. You know, just took off from there. That's what got me into it. But yeah, since I was a little kid, well, 8 years old, we go in the cemetery and look at graves and mausoleums. So by the way, oh, Wendy, 10 bucks, thank you. Happy Mother's Day to all you moms. A little early, but it's Mother's Day weekend, so I want to make sure, and that's why I'm doing it today on Saturday. Everybody should be with their family tomorrow, right? Happy Mother's Day. We got a lot of moms out there, I'll bet, right? Pat, 7 bucks, thank you. What's my favorite grave? Wait, John Rood is where? All right, somebody, whoever wrote that, send that to my email, facesforgottentoday@gmail.com. I really want to find John Rood. But it's going to be out west here. It's not going to be in some other state. What's my favorite grave? Gosh, let me think about that. There's just so many. So many. Do I have PayPal? Yeah, we have one time. Go in the description box, scroll down. I got a PayPal link for one-up donations. Yeah, I've heard of that one. She had her... There's one in southern Illinois where the woman took her kids in the car and drove them in the lake. I'm going to do that one. I can't remember the name. I don't like to do all murder stuff and shock stuff. And I'm definitely not into shock stuff, but I like to do half history. I don't know what it is, but I don't like to do all murder stuff. Hope you guys like history stuff. I got my t-shirt, Regina says. Love the black with green. All right, you guys send me a picture so we can post it. You guys are awesome. Well, I still don't see John Rood here. I don't think we're gonna find him here, guys. Beautiful cemetery. Yeah, I love the Fox Buck likes the history. I'm with you. Do you ever living memory? 10 bucks from Kay, thank you. Thank you, thank you. And thanks, Joanne. Yeah, if they want to hit the thumbs up, you know, they'll do it. It's okay. You know, you'll notice I never ask for subscribers. I never ask for anything. I'm just doing what I love doing, and whoever wants to come along, great. And if you don't want to come along, that's great too. Let's go over this way. This looks intriguing over here. By the way, tomorrow night, 8 p.m., I got a premiere on Blood's Point Cemetery, Haunted Cemetery. But we look at some really cool old stones there. And there are a couple of scary stories, but it's not like an epic one. No drone, no. It's like a 20-minute or 18-minute one. It's not like anything big, but we got one for you tomorrow night. Yeah, I love the old gravestones, Mindy. I think that's my favorite thing to do, my favorite graves. I'm still trying to think of what my favorite grave is. There's just so many. I cannot pin it down. Here's a vet. There's a whole bunch of vets here. The chopper. I bet he rode a motorcycle. Thank you for your service, Daniel. Passed in 5 years ago. Yeah, there's a lot of vets here. My airplane channel, yeah, it's called BUSHPILOT EXPLORER. It is a pretty good channel, but really there's no subscribers there, which I don't really care about, but oh wow, I've had this on Zoom the whole time. Sorry about that. There's some more vets. BUSHPILOT EXPLORER, just searched on YouTube. I got some in the cockpit stuff, and I've got, if you want to see some of my expedition stuff. Have you ever left a voice recorder in a cemetery? No, I'm not into, what do they call it, EVA or all those paranormal things. I do believe in energies and stuff, but I'm not a paranormal channel. I don't know, like, I feel like if I'm gonna see something, it's just gonna come. I'm not gonna go looking for it, and that's other people are good at that. That's not me. Here's a face. Here's the only This is the only picture I've seen in this whole cemetery. Francis Cassidy, 1905, oops, 1905, 1978. That's the only picture I see in this whole cemetery, guys. I love the pictures. I wish there were more. No, not Bush Channel, it's BUSHPILOT. One word, BUSHPILOT Explorer. BUSHPILOT. Oh, I was gonna say on that channel, the reason it might be worth some of you going there is, if you like history, is I've got 3 or 4 videos or more on actual footage from my expedition. I was in the Arctic for 15 years. I found HMS Erebus 2 years before the Canadians, who claim they found it because they follow me on radar. I've got a picture of the ship underwater, and I also, well, twice I was almost killed by polar bears, twice stalked, once on the pack ice, and once when my airplane engine stopped and I had to put it down in the tundra on the polar bear denning area of Churchill. So, yeah, if you want to see some of that stuff. What's electronic voice phenom? Oak Ridge and, oh yeah, okay, right? Oak Ridge and Springfield. Let's talk about that. I am definitely going there to start to do Abraham Lincoln's story about how they tried to steal his body. And they were bumbling idiots, but you can go and see his temporary crypt where he was before they... Ghosts aren't real, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle on that. But yeah, I've yet to see a ghost. I used to train for my cross-country running in a cemetery. I see a lot of people. Rood is being rude for not showing up. Costa, I agree. Where are you at, Costa? Are you in Greece? Yeah, polar bears. You know what? I got to tell you, I'm an expert on the subject. And the polar bears are doing just fine. And there are a lot of them still being killed by Inuit. Like if polar bear comes by Cambridge Bay or any of the villages, they go out and shoot it. There's no shortage of polar bears, guys. I've been there, okay? I'm an expert. And I think there are people out there trying to make a lot of money on that whole subject, and I won't go any further, but will you be going to Kansas? Would love to see story on Clutter family. I won't have time to do that. I'm going next week to Lawrence for my son's graduation, and I'm going to do the Pioneer Cemetery right on campus. I saw it on Google Earth. Somebody tipped me off to that, and they said that, well, it's okay. I mean, give for the polar bears. It's good. I mean, it's all good. I'm just saying that the polar bears are fine. There are a lot of polar bears in Churchill, let me tell you. I've got footage, if you go on my channel, that when I'm flying before my engine goes out, I'm flying over tons of polar bears on the beach. And they're all waiting for the ice to form so that they can go hunt seals. Because yes, they are starving in the summer. And that's just normal. It's a nice monument here. So yeah, we're kind of by the more modern graves now. Here's a private U.S. Army, 1933 to 1984. What about Courtney, what about the ghost of Marion Lambert? Do you believe in her? With her acid smile. She's got that distasteful smile. Evergreen Memorial Cemetery. By the way, we are at, someone guessed it, I'm blown away. I thought no one would get it. That we are at North Cemetery in St. Charles. And part of the reason I came, well, we're looking for John Rood, R-O-D. Does not look like we're going to find him, sadly. There's a baseball player. Oh man, somebody look up Juanito. Did you find the graves of Franklin expedition? Yes, I found some of the sailors. I did not find Sir John's tomb. I do not think he was buried at sea. Spent a lot of time looking for him. I went to a place that the Inuit would call the bad place, and it's down by Erebus. Was it Erebus Bay? No, Terror Bay. If you go on King William Island to the southwest, there's Terror Bay. And there was a place that they found several of the sailors were dead and they were eating each other, and they found kettles and soup kettles and bones, and the Inuit never went back. They just called it the bad place. Oh, you know what? Sorry, there are two, I hate doing this. Ugh. There are two people's names that are still alive. Why do people do that to save $5? I really don't like that. And maybe somebody needs to educate me. I know it's cheaper if you get your name on the tombstone before you die, so all you have to do is come back and quickly etch it on, but you're just grave identity thief city. And I just hate putting that on. I do not like putting that on. I always blur that out, you'll notice, when I can. There's a couple. There were 1924 and 1926. They were married. Beautiful couple. James died in 07 and Blanche died in 03, just before him. Yeah, I agree, Meg's 65. I do not like seeing the living names. And I see that a lot. I just don't get it. By the way, I see a lot of those where they never get buried there because they get remarried. Oh, don't worry about it, Ricky. No problem. And just maybe let them know. But a lot of people do that. And, I've seen graves where, do you know that grave I did on Ameriga at Mount Carmel a couple of weeks ago? And I almost fell in that hole where there was the casket down there, whatever. There was that big gangster, that weeping woman on that giant stone. There was just the man's name and the son who died near when he died. Well, he turned out to be, one of our subscribers said, Ron, that is a infamous mob guy, the Toad. Anyway, there were place markers for all the other family members, and no one else was buried there, just him. That's kind of like Colosimo's grave. Big Jim Colosimo, that episode where I have Jesse Owens and the guys that made Cracker Jack and all that. He is buried in a silver-lined coffin by himself. By all that money and all that fame, and he's in there by himself. Look at that. There's some beautiful old stones here. What do we got here? Well, guys, what else? I see one more veteran. We can take a quick look here. We're kind of running out of cemetery here. One of our subscribers said, I thought this was funny. We always get some good quotes. Like Victoria Finch had that one really good one over the winter, but he said, I can't remember his name, but he said, I love going to cemeteries as long as I can leave. This is a recent burial. There's a flag here. Oh, is this a book? That's a plaque. MD, 30 years. Children's Memorial, sorry guys, let me get that. Children's Memorial Hospital. Walter Miller. Egyptian princess in California. Wow. How many people? We got almost 600 people. Holy cow. That's fantastic, guys, that you take time out on your Saturday and hang out. I'm definitely doing this again. We get that kind of a crowd. Yeah, somebody said Standish. I'm going to definitely do that. No, I was not a vet. I do a lot of expedition work, and I wear a lot of camo. a lot of camo in my wardrobe. Keep us updated on that story. Melanie, you're talking about Diane Taylor for sure. It's going to be several weeks or months before we hear anything on that. It's just the way it works. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to Jerry Lekas, who wrote that book, Where the Tour Buses Don't Go. You can get it on Amazon. He's not paying me any money, but some of these stories, he's the one who turned me on to these stories. So I want to give him a little shout out. Hey, don't worry, you know, guys, you don't have to do the thumbs up, and I appreciate you asking for thumbs up, but we don't need to do, if people, it's not important. I'll just leave it at that. It's not important. People are here, right? Very cool. Well, guys, I'm gonna sign it off here. And I'm glad you love the videos. I'm gonna keep doing them. I never thought I would do so many a week. I don't know if I can keep that pace up. I probably will, because I freaking love doing it. But some of you, whoever wants to join in tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central, I'll see you on the premiere. I'll hang out on Blood's Point Haunted Cemetery, Cincinnati. All right, guys, I'm gonna roll. Happy Mother's Day, ladies, and have a great weekend with the family. God bless you, and everybody, please stay safe. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you soon, okay? Maybe next weekend, depending on the weather, okay? Take care, guys.